Good to go. Good evening, welcome, and welcome Meadows people. Nice to see you all. Both my daughter and granddaughter went to Meadows many years ago, so you're dear to our hearts. And I think we have a former teacher from the board, so. Adults, yeah. Okay. In front, directly in front of the mic. Okay, thank you. Okay. We will begin our session with a flag salute to be led by Kayla Lotzenheiser. Did I get that right? Okay. Dina Rezafard. Very good. Phoebe Shu and Haley Young. So, ladies. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right. This meeting is being recorded for the transcription of the minutes. At this time, speakers wishing to address the board this evening should turn in a completed speaker card to the secretary, board secretary. Report action taken in closed session.
Yes. In closed session, the board voted 5-0 to approve the non-renewal of one probationary employee in an education specialist position, employee number 2665. Fema, yay. Ferrario, yay. Musa, yay. Chin, yay. Barbara, yay.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting? Karen Chin? Ben Ferrario, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Very good. Now comes the highlight of our evening, the presentation by Meadows School Spotlight. Catherine Wasliff, will you please introduce all of us?
Good evening. Superintendent French, Board of Trustees, President Fema, Board of Trustees, and Executive Cabinet. We are thrilled to be here tonight to spotlight Meadows Elementary. Thrilled, but perhaps a little nervous. I know I am. At Meadows, our focus is continuous improvement. So tonight, we take a look back at our 21-22 initiatives and look forward to where we are today by spotlighting our current 22-23 initiatives and programs. So let's first begin by acknowledging those who contribute daily to our improvement efforts. And to whom we owe a debt of gratitude. First, to our district teams and to our marvelous Meadows teams. Our staff, first and foremost, who many are here tonight, our students, and our families. To our PTO Executive Board, our PTO members, volunteers, and the Millbrae Education Foundation. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. We're going to start with safety this evening. So this will be presented by myself, Mrs. Peraldi, Dena Rezafard, Kayla Lautzenheiser, and Ellie Brewer. So if you could please come forward. Safety Patrol is a group of responsible 4th and 5th grade students we spotlighted this initiative last year, who keep our schools safe during the day. The service is a very important lesson in safety, courtesy, volunteerism, and responsibility for our students. I'm going to turn it over to Denna and Kayla to speak a little bit more about Safety Patrol this year at Meadows.
Hi, my name is Dana Rezafard. I am in Miss Schrader's 5th grade class. I think Safety Patrol is an amazing addition to the school. It is a learning opportunity for the 4th and 5th graders, and it also is a great way to keep our school and its students safe. It's also made the life of our parents way easier. It lets the parents stay in the car, so no stress of parking or getting out of cars. It lets the 5th and 4th it lets them know that their children are in good hands. And again, the 4th and 5th graders are going off to middle school soon, so this lets them get ready for the difficulties and the responsibilities of middle school. In all, I think Safety Patrol is a great idea and a great opportunity. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kayla, and I'm in 4th grade in Miss Cody's class. I think it is helpful to parents to drop off because there is not a lot of parking. So they come down to Safety Patrol area, and they will notice where we are in our uniform. It is kid-friendly because kids of their age, older, or even younger help the kids out of the car to get to school. The parents also know when to move up because it is natural by now. It is also fun because us Safety Patrollees talk and enjoy meeting new people. Parents have a lot of work to do, so they come drop off and leave right away. When our parents' little kids grow up, they can do Safety Patrol, but it is also just optional.
So again, last year we started Safety Patrol, and this year we expanded to 4th and 5th graders. We've also added a few other initiatives to our safety at Meadows. We are currently working with the city of Millbrae to do what's called a traffic calming study. So we're going to be identifying areas where perhaps the city can partner with us to install perhaps a stop sign at one of the intersections that's been long anticipated and awaited, as well as perhaps some speed bumps. We're currently in the works talking about that with the city. We've also accepted a fellowship through the Safe Routes to School initiative. So we're working with the county on that as well right now. We also know that safety is not just physical, but it's also the social emotional. So this year at Meadows, we're really working on building on that foundation of positive behavior intervention supports, as well as a monthly SEL focus. And Ms. Peraldi and Ellie are going to speak about that right now.
Hi, my name is Ellie, and I'm in Miss Green's 4th and 5th grade class. I'm going to talk about all the great things that Meadows has to support positive behaviors. First off, Meadows has a monthly Meadows Marketplace where we spend our Mustang bucks. Mustang bucks are earned by being safe, kind, and the best you can be. Everybody is always so excited by the marketplace and has so much fun shopping with their Meadows bucks. We also have a weekly Meadows Marvelous every Friday. Students who are caught being marvelous get to put their names in a raffle. Miss Wasliff picks our name out during Friday morning announcement. Once Miss Wasliff is finished calling all the names, we come up to get our prize. We also have the monthly SEL focus where we can earn Meadows bucks and Meadows Marvelouses for using good judgment and other traits. This month is Good Judgment Month. Meadows students use good judgment no matter what, but this month it gets a special acknowledgement.
Thank you, Ellie. Good evening, Superintendent French, President Fema, and trustees. Last year, a top focus for school was social emotional development. Meadows Marvelous, Mustang Bucks, and the Meadows Marketplace were implemented. Students that were caught making Meadows Marvelous by following our school motto, what is it? were able to earn Meadows Marvelous certificates and Meadows bucks. They were then able to visit the Meadows marketplace to buy things. This year, we are continuing with our SEL, but have become more specific by focusing on character traits and life skills. Thanks to the suggestion of our third grade teacher, Mrs. Bultrago, each month we are focusing on a specific character trait. Students now receive Meadows Marvelous and Mustang Bucks when these traits are demonstrated. Teachers are focusing on these traits each month in their classrooms. The vocabulary and definitions are taught. We teach lessons, read literature, and have discussions that highlight these traits. It is really amazing to see children modeling these traits in the classroom and outside of the classroom. Students remind each other, they give shout outs to each other. I truly believe that our school climate is becoming much more positive. Our children are becoming more self-aware of who they are and are thinking about the type of person they want to be. I believe our kiddos are well on their way to becoming super amazing humans. Truth be told, they already are.
And just a little side note, this photo right here is Aubrey Lautzenheiser, Kayla's little sister. And just a little background on this photo. So Aubrey and I are working on being safe, being kind, and being the best that she can be every day at Meadows. This year, she has been so self-reflective and has really internalized the PBIS that she wrote me a book. And the book is How to Fix My Own Problems. I'm not sure which one I am. I think I might be on the right because I don't have blonde hair. But I just want to demonstrate through this photo just how much our students are really working towards internalizing those positive behaviors and reflecting and making every day a better day. So just a little side note on that. Literacy continues to be one of our, I'd say, foundations at Meadows, and it's something that we truly believe that we can improve on each and every day. So we're looking back at last year with our Book of the Month program, and these are some books that we've had this year thus far. Again, through our 2 years of the Book of the Month program, we've unified our community through a shared story. We engage our students in learning, thinking, and responding to that text each month. It kind of creates that common vocabulary and language around campus. This past month was Stacey Abrams' Extraordinary Words, and so we talked about fun words, kind words, unusual words, sort of a way to weave in the foundational literacy skills around a really rich text. So to build on that, I'm going to invite a couple folks up to present with me. Miss Colombo is going to speak to our K-2 take-home book program, and Miss Butrago will then follow up with our Reading Nook. So let's start with our K-2 take-home book program. I'd like to invite Calliope up, as well as, well, we have several of Miss Colombo's students that would just like to be up here, I think, with her, because these are her children, our children. But Callie and Hannah and Haley are going to be presenting along with Miss Colombo. So Miss Colombo, would you like to start?
Good evening, President Fama, trustees, and Superintendent French. I'm Jennifer Colombo. I'm a first grade teacher here at Meadows. And this year, kindergarten through second grade has implemented a take-home book program for all of our students. As teachers, we want to foster the love for reading. And what better way to do this than to provide all students with books at their independent reading level. This program also supports our homeschool connection by providing parents an opportunity to monitor their children's reading and writing levels and growth over time. All of our students take home a new book, which is at their level, and their journal on Mondays and return it on Thursday. Parents and children are asked to read this book at least once a day and either write or draw about their favorite part of the book. The children are excited to receive their new book each week and to share what they have written. So these are many of my students. We have Callie, Ronan, Stevie, and Bryce, and they all take home take home a colored book bag with their name and the book and the journal, and then we share the book within the classroom and what they wrote. So now, you ready?
Hi, my name is Hannah, and I'm a kindergartner in Miss Reed's class. And my name is bag is red. I get my bag from Miss Reed on Monday. I got an orange book called The Barn. I read the books with my sister Haley and my mom Liz. I have my book on Thursday after I read them. These books are helping me learn how to read, and I'm also practicing Hello, my name is Calliope of Untitled. I have a green book bag that I take home. I take it home with my book on Monday, and I bring it back on Thursday. I read the book 3 times. Sometimes I read it to my mom. My sister enjoys when I read it to her too. The Great Big Enormous Turnip was my favorite take-home book so far. The books are super cool, and I like them.
So again, providing access to books for our students who might not otherwise have a book at their independent reading level is tremendously important. They practice the strategies, and they just really enjoy. Every Monday, I see them walking out with it, and every Thursday, I see them coming in with them. So it's just been a great addition to our literacy program. But the highlight, I'd have to say, of this year's initiatives was really our Reading Nook. Our Reading Nook is a space where our students can go to read books that they're interested in. Any level, doesn't matter. We decided as a staff we weren't going to stick to their instructional reading level. It was just going to be about the joy and the love of reading. It builds confidence, develops their skills, and promotes a positive learning community. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Ms. Butrago and our students, Penelope, Brooklyn, more. Penelope and Brooklyn? Oh, Kayla, thank you, and Phoebe. Sorry, it's the safety patrol threw me off.
Good evening, everyone. Closer. This. um, so a big shout out to all the PTO members, the families that donated books, and staff members, and just more families that have put so much effort into making this space so welcoming. And I mean, if you look from the pictures, it's just so vibrant, right? It's a very happy space. I just want to first thank you everybody for the time that you have placed into it, and we still have lots of volunteers helping there. So the Reading Nook has been a wonderful addition to Meadows. In a month that has been open to our students and teachers, it has quickly become a valued space to foster a love of literacy. From the classics to the new titles to the complete series sets and the variety, it meets the entrance of early and experienced readers. The books have also been useful resources for teachers. For an instance, I have been able to borrow books for monthly themes and also to support my SEL lessons. Every week, all classes have set times to visit the Reading Nook. And as a classroom that's right across the hall from the Reading Nook, it's been really heartwarming to see the primary kids come into our hallway, and you can just hear their excitement as they're going in for their time slot. Additionally, students are able to sign up for lunchtime visits, which, at least for my class, it's been a very popular time slot. Even if it's just 15 minutes, they're always filled up. The space is open enough for more than one class. But yet it's very cozy and inviting with low tables and colorful bean bags. Grade level teams have been able to explore and read with one another, and buddy classes are also able to visit together with older buddies reading to their younger peers. Just this morning, our class was able to do that with our kindergarten buddies. Our principal, Ms. Wasliff, as she shared, has also been able to use the space for our book of the month and complete connecting activity in there as well. Lastly, we have welcome guests from the community to come and read to our students, such as our local Millbrae librarian and our very own trustees. So thank you so much also for that. In a short period of time, the Reading Nook has become a beloved space that students look forward to visiting each week to enjoy and grow their love of reading in a calm and inviting space. And now the four girls will share their own testimony.
Hi, I'm Phoebe, and I'm in Miss Cody's 4th grade class. In my opinion, I love the Book Nook because there are so many books to read and so many seating options that provide comfortable seating reading spaces. Also, reading can remove stress from some kids, so the Reading Nook helps us let go of our stress. Also, for recess, we can go into the Reading Nook and spend time in there. For now, I am reading the I Survived series from the Book Nook. Hi, as you know, my name is Kayla, and I am in Miss Cody's 4th grade class. I like the Book Nook because it's a quiet place to read by yourself or with your friends. You can lay down on cushions or on a chair. Don't worry about not finding your book. You can find the book with these bookmark holders. You put it where your book was and where it is now. The Book Nook is optional to visit at recess. You get a lanyard and can spend your lunch recess in getting a good education. In my opinion, the I Survived series is the best. Hello, my name is Brooklyn Sturker. The Reading Nook is a place where all children can focus and read any book. I love that there are bookmarks so the books don't get mixed up. Currently, I am reading Freestyle. I like the Reading Nook because there are comfy cushions I can sit on and focus on my book.
My name is Penelope Parker, and I'm in 3rd grade in Mrs. Butraga's class. I like that the Reading Nook has bookmarks with numbers on them. I also like that the Reading Nook has different book levels for younger kids and older kids. I really like that the Reading Nook has soft cushions. My class goes on Thursdays, which makes that day the best.
So just a little shared secret among us teachers. We too like the Book Nook, and we too like that it relieves our stress, and we like the comfy, cozy cushions. So we found 1 or 2 teachers in there on their break, relaxing. So it serves a dual purpose. And now on to, I guess, what would be called the highlight of the evening for us at Meadows is our STEAM lab and our STEAM education program, presented by Miss Anna Kelly, Ella Hui, and Armin Rezafard. Come on up. As you're going to hear more from our 3 presenters, our STEAM lab is a space that combines science, technology, engineering, the arts, and math to guide student inquiry, discussion, and problem solving. And before we begin, I just really want to give a shout out to a certain special someone here tonight who I'd say was sort of the seed that was planted from Jin Lee, who is our former PTO president. But Jin and myself and Michelle Wen, last year's president, I think we had several conversations, and I think it ranged from Jin being a physician herself to microscopes in her home to, wow, wouldn't it be great if we could have this STEAM lab? And so that little seed was planted, and we've watched it just blossom and bloom into something beautiful. So thank you, Jin, from all of us at Meadows for all your dedication and your ideas and your passion.
I'm going to do this.
And now Ms. Kelly, our STEAM Lab coordinator, is going to take over. That's her unofficial, soon-to-be official title.
Yeah, I should be able to say green ginormous turnip. That's what I want to say. Okay, greetings. Good evening, Superintendent French, President Fema, trustees. I'm going to have to repeat what you just said because it's part of what I wrote. I have been fortunate enough to be able to use my science background and love of art to help bring to life our Meadows STEAM Lab vision. It was co-created in collaboration with our Meadows principal, PTO, and most especially Meadows parent and executive PTO member Jin Lee, to whom we owe a debt of gratitude for her guidance and commitment to our shared vision. Thank you. Oh, good timing. Thanks to all these efforts, we now have a dedicated space for STEAM lessons and activities at Meadows, and that's my pet thing, so I'm happy. I have helped in the selection and building of the equipment, and after identifying the overarching science themes in the NGSS standards from K through 5th grade, I created and taught a STEAM lesson across all grades. We've done 5th grade, 4th grade, 3rd grade, and 2nd grade, and we still have 1st grade kindergarten to go, so that's going to be fun. This introductory lesson has the purpose of familiarizing the students with the newly created space to model how to think like a scientist by explaining the scientific method, which is embedded in the activities of the lesson. This is a method which helps us ask unbiased and good questions. In the lesson, I introduced the microscope as an observation tool. Oh, Lord, here we are. Okay. As an observation tool, and demonstrated the different magnifications using a slide showing stomata. That is a piece of a leaf. It has little holes in it. It allows the plant to breathe. And the kids said, wow. And that is all I'm looking for. This awe, that's what I want. You want to be fascinated. While we talked about the scientific method, we zeroed in on the first step of a method, which is accurate and unbiased observation. I also introduced the concept of symmetry, which is a math standard that goes through high school. And we did an art project, which marries both of these concepts at the end. You can see the result of this art activity on the previous slide. How do I go back? Oh, there you go. So I have a collection of entomological specimens, which was donated to me. And so I picked a different insect for each grade. So 5th grade and 4th grade and 3rd grade drew different things. And then I picked the ones that I liked, and I put them on the wall, and it demonstrates bilateral symmetry and also observation, and they had a ball. Is it real? Is it dead? You know. During the lessons, here's the slide. Okay. During each lesson, I have let the students know that they are welcome to bring in items that they wish to further examine and explore, with the purpose of inspiring them to be inquisitive in their environment and to feel that they are participating in the building of the lab space and not just sitting there receiving information. You want to see a bug, you want to see a wing, you want to see a rock, come, let's agree, and we'll look at it with the equipment that we have. Down the road, I hope to centralize science equipment in this lab, which will streamline the setting up of experiments for all grades. I would like to add a word wall of academic vocabulary pertinent to each experience that we have, and to have the students keep science journals where they collect their observations and questions. The space is up and running, available to all classrooms for enrichment and exploration activities. Yes, you are. Can you point? I can share. So I get a text, do you want a horse head?
Cool.
I'm like, yeah.
Well, actually, I think you said something about teaching the idiom. It comes from the horse's mouth.
It would be a missed
So,
opportunity
yeah.
if I don't pull something out of his mouth and say it came straight from the horse's mouth.
There you go.
Okay.
So, we have some testimonials from some Meadows students. Armin, would you prefer this mic or this microphone or this one?
This one.
Okay. All right, I'll hold it.
Hello, my name is Armin. I'm a third grader in Mr. Lowe's class. I'm going to talk about the STEAM lab. It has 3D printing, microscopes, and bugs you can learn about math, art, and science. I learned about symmetry, which is a type of math and art combined. The teacher, which is Miss Kelly, showed us a Titan beetle to explain symmetry. Then we drew a moth, which has bilateral symmetry too. We put the moth under our document camera and it was magnified so we could really see how symmetry works. The STEAM lab is an educational place.
And now Ella Hui would like to speak to the STEAM lab.
Hello, my name is Ella Huey. I'm a 5th grader in Miss Kelly's class. The STEAM lab is a place where we can learn about scientific things I've never learned about before. On Valentine's Day, we actually dissected parts of a sheep's heart with our hands. We were wearing gloves. Miss Kelly taught us symmetry by displaying a moth magnified underneath a camera. After learning symmetry, we drew our own moths. It's awesome to have the STEAM lab experience at my last year of Meadows.
So, Huey, I'm sorry, I mispronounced your last name. Names are very important, so my apologies. And one more shout out that I think bears an acknowledgement is, to me, my role as a principal is to provide support, obviously, but also to find the strengths within my staff. And our Meadows staff has many, many strengths. One I'd like to highlight tonight is Miss Anna Kelly, who without her, we wouldn't have this lab, because it was truly her stepping into this leadership role and taking that on that made such a big difference. So just a shout out to Miss Kelly for everything. Thank you. And to all of our Meadows staff, just thank you for just being such an amazing team. I love coming to work, and it's because of all of you. So thank you. Families, thank you. Executive PTO, our presidents are here tonight. Ava and Angela, please stand. Thank you for all of your leadership. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you. So really appreciate, and you're just a pleasure to work with. So thank you. Thank you, Meadows. And we will entertain any questions if you have any this evening. If not, we're happy to.
Dennis, can I? Dennis?
Before our board asks questions, I think I'd just like to take a minute to acknowledge, and Catherine, don't sit down yet. If we can take a minute to acknowledge Miss Wasliff, because although there is this incredible team of people, our PTA, our PTO, I apologize, MEF, our parents, our teachers, and our students, it's all led under the direction of Ms. Wasliff and her incredible commitment to our entire community. So I just want to take a minute to recognize her and the gifts that she's brought to our community and to our organization as a whole. So thank you very much.
Do we have comments from the trustees? Erin, would you like to start?
No, I just had a quick question and then a comment. I didn't mean to take over. Catherine, principal, thank you for a great presentation, but There's a lot of great things. I mean, everything is amazing that you're doing over there, but I just want to say thank you and the staff for making this presentation about the kids, because we love it up here to see kids. We love to see you staff, but we just love seeing kids part of the presentation, because after all, every decision that we make, everything we do is about the kids. So I just want to say thank you. But I do have a comment and a question, and thank you for that reading look. So in my head, I picture Spring Valley Library, Taylor and stuff. In my head, in the past, where was the library other than the reading nook? And I just want to say what a great idea to start this for the children, because, we always say kids need to read. So I just wanted, I can't picture in my head where the library was at Meadows.
The library was located, prior to my arrival at Meadows, it was located up in the portables adjacent to Happy Hall. So it was quite a trek.
So what happened? Is it big?
I don't know the background or history that much. I do know that I think with, as in many school districts, when you lose your librarian, it becomes more difficult and cumbersome to maintain a library. So I believe at that point in time, there was also a big push for classroom libraries. And so I believe at that point, the decision was made due to space and a myriad other, contributing factors to perhaps move most of the books into the classrooms. So.
Anyway, what a great idea for creating that reading nook for the children to go have a space at lunchtime or before school starts, just to have a space to go and read with friends and alone. So great idea. And again, I just want to say again, thank you to the kids, but again, I want to say thank you to the parents, and the PTAs and the PTOs, because it's a team effort, because we all play a big part of what we can do together to provide for our children. So I just want to say thank you for that. So anyway.
Great presentation. I just want to say that having that space for students to go on their free time, whether it be lunchtime or recess, not all kids want to play outside during those times. And so to have this comfortable space for them to go and look at books, I still, I'm from the old school, so I like to have something in my hands. And so to put a book in a child's hand is just priceless for me. And I think for some of our students, we spend so much time with technology that sometimes having books in your hands means so much. So thank you to PTA, thank you to Ms. Waslip, thank you to the staff. In fact, I'd love all the parents and teachers to stand up so we can applaud you. So please stand up. Thank you. I think it takes a village, and I overuse that term a lot, but, you have a pretty incredible village at Meadows. And I was privileged to be at Meadows for 17 years before I moved. But anyway, thank you for that. The other part, I just want to applaud you for continuing the social emotional learning that we adopted a couple of years ago. It was prior to the pandemic. And I think it's something that needs to be experienced rather than taught. And through your character traits, that's really what it's all about. And for that wonderful young lady that made a book for you, I think that is just the best. And so I encourage all of Meadows students to write books for their book nook. And I think that would be, and I guarantee that those books will be loved so much more than some of the ones that come from well-known authors. So just wonderful job, wonderful presentation. So thank you for being here tonight.
Well, thank you, Trustee Ferrario. And just another shout out to our trustees, Ferrario and Chin, who came to our book nook and read to our students. Somehow was a little bit of a glitch in the scheduling. So Ms. Ferrario was there and Ms. Peraldi's class came in, and then in came 20-something other kindergartners to join. So I got to see Trustee Ferrario in action. Just amazing to watch you captivate an audience of over 50 children. So thank you for coming out, and thank you, Trustee Chin, too, for reading to Ms. Buitrago's class. It was great to see you guys there.
Well, I can attest that Trustee Ferrario was definitely in her element with the kindergartners. But Marvelous Meadows, I mean, thank you so much, Principal Wasliff and staff. It's clear that you guys are doing so much, but that there was so much preparation in this evening's presentation. And I wanted to really thank all of the students too, because there are so many of you out here, and you sure are cute, but you're much more impressive. I cannot believe all of the things that you guys prepared to make your presentations this evening, and I'm just so impressed with all of the things that you've said and how you're all impacted by the wonderful things that are happening at your school. So I really wanted to thank you guys all for preparing and coming out. As far as all of the things that are happening, it was wonderful. Thank you so much for having us come and read to the kids. By doing so, I really got to see firsthand a lot of the things that are happening. I had one of the most polite group of third graders. They were just so amazing in terms of the reception that they had, and welcoming me to be a guest reader, and I was so impressed with all of their positive behavior traits. And I loved the book nook. It was very cozy. I could have easily curled up in a corner, but I really appreciated the fact that the kids were so comfortable and safe in that space. They were all sort of huddled together on different bean bags, and you could tell they just really enjoyed being there, and that they were really happy to be able to read and to learn and to explore. And I thought that was really just a wonderful addition. And I can't tell you how impressed I am with the STEAM lab as well. I think that's fantastic. I didn't get to see it when I was there, but I can tell, that the kids are fascinated, and I love that that was your goal. It's really about the fascination. So wonderful things happening, great presentation. Thank you everybody for coming out.
Thank you. Catherine, what a spectacular presentation. So many good things going on at Meadows that I had to keep writing notes and writing notes and writing notes. Out of the box, the STEAM lab out of the box with that educational piece that you're doing right now. And the reading nook, how incredible is that? If kids can't read, they can't learn. And so that's the key to their education. So I'm so proud to hear that and see the kids come up and read like that. It's fantastic. One of the things that really stuck out to me was the students that got up with their little vests on. I'd like to get a Mustang vest because in 5th and 6th grade, I was a crossing guard. And that started my path, being educated in public schools. I was so proud to do that, and so I'm proud that we do that now in our schools.
Well, Jen over here has a Cricket at home. She can personalize it for you. We'll put Meadows Mustangs on it with, Barbaro, Frank, the whole shebang, whatever you want. We can do it for all of you guys if you want, right, Jen?
Yeah, it's so awesome. But what a great presentation, what great leadership that we have with you. So thank you, parents. Thank you, students, for being here tonight. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, I too was a crossing guard, and I loved it, unless it was raining. Then I wasn't too happy about it. Thank you. I echo what everyone has said up here. I noticed how easily everybody that came up here got to the microphone. I love that, because if you can take control of the microphone, you have it made in the shade. I really appreciate the work you put into it. All of you were very good speakers, and I think that's an important skill that we sometimes forget. I love the book nook, and I have a cat, and if I'm allowed to bring the cat with me, I will visit you there. But thank you. So I know how much work goes into this. How many of you kids were a little scared when you had to take the microphone? Yeah. Believe me, you'll get over that. You'll get over that. But it's a great skill to have as you get older. You'll be able to. Public speaking is important, and I thought you all did a great job. And thank you so much for the work you put into it. Lynn has one more thing?
I'm not afraid of the microphone. I just want to say thank you to Ms. Kelly, because that is definitely her baby, the STEAM Lab, and for her to organize the whole school and to do lessons for all of the I mean, that's just such a gift. And when Ms. Wassliff said that, she's capitalizing on the talents of her staff, that is just so special. And you are a very talented group, but it's with someone like your principal who says, let's go with it. And when you have a PTO that says, let me help you, it's a win-win for everybody. So if I run into any dead fish, I think outdoor ed is coming for our schools. You'll be there? Okay. So anyway, great job. Thank you, Ms. Kelly.
President Fema, I know that we are going to take a little break so our little ones can get home to bed, but if I may do my portion of the update before the children leave on Meadows first,
Sure.
that'd be great.
Sure.
Okay. So I just want to, first of all, thank every one of our students who came up tonight and spoke on behalf of the areas of your school that you are supporting. Our safety team is amazing. I loved that you talked about not only helping the parents, but how you get to spend time getting to know one another in a different way and talking and solving problems, because that's about your citizenry, not only as a student, but as a member of our community. So thank you for that. And I know that we'll look forward to our board being in Meadows safety garb next time we meet. So I just want to say, I'm going to echo everything that everyone has said about your reading nook. We were talking, unfortunately, during your presentation, Ralph and I, about how wonderful that would be, such a fantastic front page of our website, because it not only looks educational, but it looks cozy, it looks welcoming, it accentuates everything that we should be feeling about reading and togetherness and community and escaping recess if we want to, or lunch. And I just know for me, the next time I go missing, you know where I am. Find me at Meadows at your reading nook. So thank you for that. I also want to thank that when we talked about safety, that we weren't just talking about physical. We all know the importance of continuing discussions around our emotional safety. And I see that all the time when we visit Meadows. And I will highlight your principal here in that it is really hard to serve all members of the community at all times. And I have never been in the presence of Ms. Wassliff when she has not known a child's name, or not known a child's situation, not known a child's celebration or struggle. And that SEL is very evidently led by your principal. So I want to thank Ms. Wassliff for that publicly. And your STEAM lab is beyond exciting. I was there doing an instructional walk with Ms. Brenner and Ms. Wassliff, and it was almost completed but had not yet debuted, and just Ms. Kelly happened to be walking down the hallway, and we brought her, Catherine brought her over to kind of tell us about it. And I honestly can tell you, I'm not sure that I've seen a more excited educator in years to talk about how this is her baby and just all the excitement around it. So we want to thank you, Anna, for your incredible passion. It's evident when you speak about it, it's evident when you smile about it, and just the excitement around all the work. We have a little surprise for Meadows as a district. We have been the recipients of some items, and we would like our first one to come out to you and to your STEAM lab, and we will be delivering to you a 3D printer for your STEAM lab as our gift to you for your work. Again, thank you to our families, to our parents. I know we had our staff and our parents stand up, but can I just embarrass the parents in the house one more time and ask just our parents to stand up from Meadows one more time? Because without you, and your involvement and sending us your very, very best each day, this presentation wouldn't be possible. So thank you. And thank you to our amazing PTO presidents for all that you do to support the school. We're very appreciative. And in celebration of the littlest people in the room, we have some homemade in our Child Nutrition Center cookies that I hear are quite a hit. So we're going to take about a 3 or 4 minute break so our Meadows families can head home if you'd like. If not, you're welcome to stay. And there are cookies for you to take with you. So again, and we're going to get, before we go, we'll have all the students come up here, right here, so we can get a picture of you with our Board of Trustees.
Welcome back. Now it's time for public comments. Speakers wishing to address the board on items on the agenda may complete speakers' cards and submit them to the board secretary. Oh, over here, yeah, sorry. And I'm talking about microphones. Speakers addressing specific items on the agenda will have an opportunity to address the board at the time that agenda item is during the meeting. If you're addressing the board on a non-agenda item, please be aware that the provisions of the Brown Act prohibit the board from acting or discussing such matters at this meeting. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes per person per topic. First group is, do we have anyone from the MEA? Okay.
Is this one working? Okay. Good evening, President Fama, trustees, and Superintendent French. On behalf of MEA, we want to send our appreciation for all the hard work that MEF did this past month for putting together the gala. It was a great success and a lot of fun, and we appreciate all the hard work they do for the children, teachers, and staff and our community. We also look forward to working with the Parcel Tax Committee and colleagues to help pass the upcoming parcel tax. Thank you.
Thank you. CSEA? See nobody? MEF? Members of the community. I have 2 speakers' cards. The first is from Michael Digray. Am I saying that correctly? Okay.
Here to talk to the board about supporting Mr. Carson.
The microphone is used so the people at home can hear.
I don't worry about the people at home. I'm talking to the board here. So, what happened last 2 weeks with the principal over at Lamita Park was an embarrassment. I have 3 kids that go there. Try to remove a principal mid-school year for no cause and no communication to the parents was disrespectful to the parents and the children. We have a good principal there. He's respected by teachers, parents, and the children. Why would you try to remove him? Especially mid-school year. Any reason? We like him there. Before he was there, we didn't have a steady presence. He's respected by the students. We want to keep him there. So I am asking the board, do what's right. It's your job. You know what's right and what's wrong. And your duty is to the children, not to this table. So please do your job.
Okay, thank you. Our next speaker is Scott Carson. Scott?
Hello, everyone. I want to thank my community. I don't know if I could have gotten through the past year and a half without the support from the Lamita Park community. I felt almost from the first day I stepped on campus that this was the place I was supposed to be. I don't know if I'm a good fit with the district office, and I know that Superintendent French gave me the opportunity to resign because I was going to be a non-reelect. So I decided to exercise that option and submit my resignation. But I'm heartbroken, to tell you the truth. This has become my family. I feel like you guys were brave enough to follow me on the second day. You sent your kids there because we had a suspected gas leak. There was a loud screeching noise. We couldn't get any response from PG&E, and we had to march all the kids and the staff up the hill to Green Hills just to make sure they were safe. And I think from that day onward, I felt very bonded with the community. I love greeting the kids every morning at the gate, and seeing all of your faces has really made a big difference for me. I'm sorry it didn't work out for me here at the Millbury School District. I really value your support, and I hope that you will get a principal that is as worthy of the support you've shown me, which humbles me at times. And so I just want to express my gratitude to my entire community for everything you've done for me while I've been here. It's really made a huge difference in my life. So thank you.
Okay. Moving on, it's the superintendent's update.
Yes, thank you, President Fema. First of all, I just wanted to, before I just have one item on the my update, but I wanted to thank Jen Colombo for coming out since she's become the MEA president to each one of our board meetings. And I know there's other staff. I've heard that it's kind of on a rotating basis. But I think it's really important that we have the opportunity to hear from our union friends and hear about the good things that are going on at the school and also the challenges and then the successes that we have in our partnership. So I just want to recognize that there's a million other things that Jen could be doing right now, as well as the rest of you in the audience, and including grading papers and preparing for school. But you've been here, I think, Jen, since every board meeting since you've become president, either you or someone else, or a combination thereof. So thank you for your commitment to your role in serving MEA as well as the organization as a whole. We really appreciate your partnership. And then I just want to turn our attention to a flyer that is on the screen, and we do have some hard copies here. We are really excited to announce our hopefully first annual, I think it's going to go well, community block parties. And this is an opportunity for our community to come out to our respective sites. We're going to hold 2 of them. The first one is at Lamita Park on April 19th, and that will be for the communities of Lamita Park and Green Hills. And the second block party is at Taylor on April 26th, and that will be for the communities of Meadows, Spring Valley, and Taylor. And the purpose is pretty widespread. We will be having children perform from all of our schools, and I want to thank all of our principals and our teachers right now who are organizing that and getting our children prepared for those presentations. And it's really kind of carte blanche. They can sing, they can dance, they can recite poetry, they can do whatever the teachers have decided to do. So I know we'll have some musical performances. We're going to serve dinner that night. We have lots of games. It looks like we're going to have a face painter and some other surprises, maybe some puppies in the mix. We're not sure yet. Some therapy puppies. And then really the reason is to gather our community input. So as you know, the foundational document in any school district is something called the LCAP, Local Control Accountability Plan. And a large component of the LCAP is community engagement. And we do hold lots of LCAP meetings, but admittedly, they're not overly riveting. It's just sort of come and chat with us and talk about the LCAP. And it just doesn't seem like a very energizing way to captivate our community and to get them to provide feedback on each one of our goals. We have 5 LCAP goals, and on these 2 block parties, each one of those goals will have a designated area where parents can visit the table, meet with staff, learn more about the goal, hear about ways that we've been trying to reach the goal, and then provide their input on input cards that on ways we can, as an organization, be better at improving the work that we do for our children. And our goals range from everything that is about parent engagement, how can we do that better, our attendance, our education for our EL learners, obviously our academic growth. So they run the gamut across the organization. And so we're really looking forward to this opportunity to get together as a community and do a little bit of celebrating, showcase our children, have some fun games and activities, and then most importantly, garner the input from our community so that we can continue to improve our work. After we do this, we will bring together all of the survey cards. We will do some sort of disaggregation of that work, and then we'll send out a community survey that will really help us to narrow down the focus on each one of our goals, because our requirement is to refine our LCAP, and then next year in the 24-25 school year, is that next year or 24-25, we will be, no, 23-24, I got ahead of myself. We actually will be rewriting the entire LCAP. Every 3 years in the state of California, we're required to do an absolute rewrite of this foundational document. So your input will be vital in supporting us and giving us input on how to write those goals to meet the needs of our children at each one of our schools. After all of that work is done, we'll be engaging in the kickoff of our strategic planning across our district, which helps us to refine our goals all the way from our Board of Trustees, who we know lead and govern our school district through mission and vision, and assist us in refining the work that we do, not only organizationally, but at each one of our schools to better prepare our students for not only the grade they're currently in, but the grade that they will be going to, and ultimately as citizens of our community and of our world. So it's a big launch, and we're super excited. You'll be receiving updates constantly, and we will be asking that everyone who plans to attend RSVP. And we don't need to know names, just numbers of folks, because we want to prepare for dinner and dessert and make sure we have enough for everybody. We're going to really look forward to seeing everybody from Green Hills and Lomita on April 19th and from Meadows, Spring Valley, and Taylor on April 26th. And that concludes my update. Thank you, Trustee Ferraro. It will begin at 5 and end at 7 o'clock.
Thank you.
Of course.
Trustee comments?
Before, there's flyers here you can grab with the QR code. Be the first to RSVP.
Trustee comments?
I'll just make it really brief, seeing that there's no one in, or like, no, there are some MEF folks in the room. I just wanted to say thank you to the MEF, really for all of their work and support for a tremendous gala, which was a smashing success. And then just wanted to thank the teachers and others. We had a lot of new faces for the parcel tax campaign, which is under full way, and just reminding folks that ballots are coming out in April and that the vote will be May 2nd.
Frank?
Just quick, yeah, thank you. I agree with my colleague, Trustee Chin, is the MEF. You guys went above and beyond, and sorry I missed it, I was sick, but I heard a lot of great things, and it was a very successful evening. But I do want to announce that, save the date, the Lions Club is starting the plan of the golf tournament, and this year it's going to be October 9th at the Green Hills Country Club. And so, again, the Lions go above and beyond, and it's our biggest fundraiser. And of course, all that money comes back to our schools and our students. So save the date and, put it on your calendar. If you're MEF, usually there are PTAs, they help with signups and, just whatever it is. So thank you.
I have no comments, so we will move on to the consent agenda. I have a...
So moved.
Okay, Frank? Lynn? Second, okay. Consent agenda, all those in favor, aye.
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 Motion carries, consent agenda is passed. Now we will move on to 2023 San Mateo County Investment Policy Statement.
Yeah, thank you, President Fema and trustees. So this is an informational item that we're required to bring to you every year. And in the packet, you will have information on the San Mateo County investment policy and strategy and guidelines in how they invest not only our money as Millbrae Elementary School District, but all of the other school districts in the county in an investment pool. And this document dictates their guidelines, their policies, and their strategies, and everything that you need to know about how they do in the investing with the reserve funds that they have from each of the district county schools that they hold the money for at the county level. Yes, that's it, unless you have questions.
Thank you. Move on to district business. Approval of the 2022-23 certificated seniority report.
Thank you, President Fema. I'll speak to both 1 and 2 on district business, but you will take separate votes for them. This is a requirement that annually, at least annually, that we update our seniority reports. It is a document that we share with our union partners, and it's something that we keep in our district to ensure that we have proper listing of seniority. And of course, seniority refers to people who have been here the longest, right? From the top right down to the newest hire. that is really important in many decision makings that occur during the school year. So we are presenting for you tonight for approval both the certificated and classified seniority reports.
So both together?
No, they have to be voted on separately.
Okay.
They're the same thing, just one for certificated, one for classified.
So can I have a motion to approve the 2022-23 certificated seniority report?
So moved.
Lynn, second. Karen, all those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Approval of the 2022-23 classified seniority report. May I have a motion? Frank? And Karen, second. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Okay, now we move on to possible future agenda items. Do we have anything?
I just wanted to reiterate, I think it's still on the future agenda items. We wanted to review the homework policy and also have a PE presentation. So those two are still
Yes.
on the list.
They are actually in the works for us. So we will be, I meet regularly with our union leadership. We'll be working with Jen Colombo and asking a few teachers to come together on our homework piece as well as our principals. And we are working with our PE teachers and looking at the state curriculum in comparison to what's currently being used. And we'll be bringing you that. Our plan is to have a meeting with the teachers who actually devised that curriculum years ago to see if it's something that still is in alignment with the state standards and consideration for bringing that back for the board, just to have the board take a peek at, and then potential approval as long as it is in alignment with our state standards. So those are in the works.
One more thing. Tonight was brought up, SEL was brought up today at Meadows. And so when we adopted the curriculum, SEL was before the pandemic. And so, and we, at Taylor, it was implemented during the schedule. And so again, now that it was brought up today, I would love to get an update of how it's being utilized now. I mean, I don't want the box to be on the shelf, but I know it's being used. I just would love to get a presentation and an update how every school is utilizing the SEL, you know, because we all know that safety today is not about just the physical, it's emotional, so students, so that's it.
So am I hearing that as a board presentation, a written update? How would you prefer that from the board? Okay. I'm going to speak on behalf of our principals for a minute. I'm going to ask that we bring that, not next month, but maybe the month after, just given, I know they have a lot of deadlines, and they would really be the folks, along with their staff, to bring, because I can tell you from my experience in Millbrae, it looks very different at all schools. So you kind of have heard what happens at Meadows tonight. And just from my experience, it looks very different. And I think it would be appropriate to bring a very broad a very specific presentation about what it looks like at each school. So we'll begin the conversation with principals and then potentially bring that in the end of April.
Just to piggyback on that, Debbie, is there a certain number of minutes per day or per week that our students are having these conversations? You know, like I had mentioned at Meadows, you know, it's not about, you know, pulling out the book. It's about, you know, connecting it to other areas of the curriculum. So I don't know whether there's a specific number or, you know, so maybe when you do a presentation, we can kind of get a feel as to, you know, what different schools are doing.
Of course, and just as an immediate kind of response to that, there are no required minutes by the state of California for SEL curriculum. And there really is a strong belief, I can tell you, around our principals table, and Catherine. And I know from many of the teachers we've spoken to that SEL is not a class. It's not a place you go. It's not a singular item that you learn each day, right? It's interwoven into the whole day. So I think tonight I know that we spoke about SEL, or the team spoke specifically about SEL when they spoke about safety, but I heard SEL in everything that Jen Colombo said and Claudia said, and about their reading nook, and Anna Kelly with their STEAM lab, right? That's SEL is about meeting needs of kids and being able to identify a place where kids feel safe and secure. And so that looks different at each one of our school sites. I know Taylor does a great job in their, I don't want to call it homeroom, but their advisory class. That's kind of become their hub for SEL teaching. And then they focus on those character pieces like throughout all the classes. So certainly we would want to be able to, why I asked for a little bit of latitude in timing, because I would want a presentation that really represents fairly what's happening at each one of our schools, because it does look a little bit different. And again, it's not a one-stop shop. It's not come to first period, learn how to be kind, and then go out and then we never talk about it for the rest of the day. So I just can say that I know all of our elementaries, Green Hills, I know Meadows has been doing it. I was invited, I went to one at Lamita Park. And I think I missed the one at Spring Valley, but each month they're doing, each grade level's taking a character trait and they're putting together really fantastic presentations and assemblies. Like Green Hills just last week, they did their third grade invention convention for all their character traits in third grade. And so I think it's really important that that's interwoven into the presentation so that you kind of get a robust view of what's happening at each of the schools. So definitely we can do that. Just asking for a little time because I know it's only March, but boy are they busy and testing's coming up. So yeah, but we'll get it done.
I see it's time to adjourn. Would someone like to make a motion?
So moved.
Frank, second. Maggie, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned.